Hello everyone. So we are back again with a new game. This game is called The Same Rule. Now, as the name suggests, there is something with this word the same. Okay, so I'll tell you what is the question generally looks like. You say there's going to be two grids of 3 by 3 will be shown. Two grids of 3 by 3. So effectively, each grid will have 9 symbols. So symbols over there would be like usual geometrical shapes. You can say circle, triangles, squares, rhombus, rectangles, or can be you can say little modified shape like plus sign, star. These things can also be there. Now two grids will be shown and just match up with this word the same. They will be following some same pattern. So they're going to be following a pattern and thereby you're calling it the same rule. Okay. In the other, as in the grids for options, there would be four more such grids with the symbols orientation will be different, but you need to pick out two grids from four you need to pick out two grids which follow the same pattern as the pair shown as the question. Okay, so that's the basic. Now things would be more clearer when I'll show you questions. Now one thing I want to make sure over here is that, okay, the thing is, the question which I'll show you again, one of them is going to be very simple. The next one is going to be difficult one. But since it is because you need to find the answers in pair, so for simple questions, you will find it is easy, but this question can get little complicated. So make sure you're understanding the video entirely. Okay, I'll tell you the rules and you can see the tips and tricks to answer the question as well. Don't be worried. Okay, let's have a look at the very simple question over here. Okay, so this is very simple, which seems to confirm as in like this is a very simple game, but that's not entirely the case, but it's a good learning question to understand what is being required over here. So I'll tell you again. You can see this is what a pair of grids given over here. This constitutes the question. Okay, so these two grids over here, are following a pattern. It is very simple over here because it's a very simple question. It is very simple over here if you just observe the two grids and I'll ask you to guess it. You would have guessed it by now, I guess. I know. You would have guessed it. This is plus sign over here and plus sign over here. That means top and bottom rows have plus signs. Again, the same pattern is being followed over here. So that's enough for answering the question. So once I come over here, there are, you can say, four options. Options are not like this. A pair of grids has to be selected which follow the same pattern. So if I just number them 1, 2, 3, 4, you can say my answer would look like either 1 or 2 as a pair follows it. If I check it, certainly this is not being followed over here with 1 and 2. And then it can be 1 and 3, 1 and 4, maybe 2, 3, 2, 4, and maybe 3, 4. So coming down to the possibilities of answers, you can see there are 6 possibilities of answers. And from 6, we need to figure out 1, which makes it difficult. So the difficult is because, let's say, this is a simple question, I do agree, but then the level of difficulty is bound to increase. Okay, so right now let's keep things simple. Very well, we can see which is the pair which follows the same thing. All of you can guess it by now. It is second and third. So my answer over here is going to be second and third. Okay, so that's a simple one. But let's have a look at the next question. Okay, so this one will will tell you like why I had been saying that this is slightly difficult as a question type, and this would tell you entirely why I'm saying it in such a way. Okay, so back again, we look at the two grids and we try to figure out what is the similarity. Last time it was quite clear, like, okay, the top and bottom rows had plus sign, but this time that's not the case. So if you happen to look at them, you realize, okay, if you try to look for them, okay, that's where the big problem is. You try to find out, okay, there these square over here, triangles, okay, and you try to match it. Now I'll tell you a kind of a trick which is going to work. Let's forget the question for some time. Okay, if I happen to look at the shapes even, I have shapes like these. You would agree? I have four shapes. Okay, I have four shapes which are like these. Okay, now these are my four shapes. Now, if you happen to look, if I ask you which is the odd one out, which is the odd one out, so you would agree with me that the odd one out here would be this plus sign. And the reason is very clear. Uh, with the plus sign, you can say, I can think in terms of two ways of reasoning it. One is I'll say, okay, all the three over here are perfect geometrical shapes. We have been kept on drawing them, we know them. But this is not a simple geometric shape. You can say plus sign, we get it by compounding two rectangles. So certainly this is the odd one out. In other words, you would say, if I go in terms of sides, you would say this is a three-sided figure, this is a four-sided figure, this is a zero-sided figure. But when it comes to plus signs, so the number of sides are going to be definitely, these are like more. So certainly more than three, I would keep the thing simple. So definitely then the idea is that this is the odd one out. Now keeping this thing in mind will make my things more simple over here. Okay, let's have a look at this. Uh, Plus sign is over here in the top row. There is no plus sign over here. There is a plus sign but no plus sign. Okay, so kind of similarity I can say. Certainly with first and second, the plus sign does not come in the second row, is not in the second row. You would agree with me on this? Now coming back over here, I'll have to choose the options once again, like it can be, let me number them, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So my options would look like 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 4, 2 and 3, 2, 4, 3, 4. Okay, so 6 options. On the exams you would not get 6, you'll get 4 out of 6, but certainly I'm telling you the possibilities. So coming back over here, if you happen to look at this, plus sign not in the center, so that aligns with like the figures given, and plus sign over here, that means 1 and 2 is not my answer. Okay, coming back over here, 1 and 3 is, yes, good enough, I guess. You would agree the plus signs, even as a matter of fact, with 1 and 3, which is my answer, the plus sign is not coming in the middle row, and you can even see that the plus sign, the orientation is correct. So how the reasoning is being done, I'll tell you. Plus is the odd one out, so I'm calling it, this is the plus notation. Others I'm calling it, these are like my normal geometrical figures. So if you just do not divide them into triangles, classify them, the normal geometrical figures over here, into triangle, square, and you can say a circle. So things look like, let's say if I go with this one, so things look like this. I'll show you. This is a plus sign, otherwise normal geometrical figure. Okay, which is very much, which is similar to this. Do you agree with me there on this? Maybe the circles and triangles are making shifts, but then again, it is like same, as in like geometrical figures the same. And again, same applies back when you look at the third one. With the second, you can say in the question, the grid shown. So that's how things are. So my answer right now is going to be first and third. Okay, so questions, you get an idea. I would like you to try more questions with the booklet being provided for, like, let's say in the college we are providing a booklet. So please work on those questions as well. But I gave you example with two questions, one very simple and one slightly difficult. Reason is because then it exhibits correctly what is the same rule question is all about. Okay, thanks for watching the video. Thanks for, I must say, please watch all the videos so that you get an awareness for all the games which come on Capgemini. Thank you.